Hello, I'm Tay, and today I'm going to be doing a speed paint of the process, and not just speed paint, but like the overall workflow of what I do for a lot of my illustrations. So in the beginning here, I select one of the color keys that I did in the last video that I showed, and alongside the original thumbnail that I chose for this particular illustration, I open up Blender, and with what I have given myself the idea, I create an environment, a rough environment, to match that idea that I drew on paper. And you kind of see me randomizing the generated environment, messing around with it a little bit, trying to see if it fits the vision. And when you do this, it might take a few times figuring out which environment matches what you had imagined. And the add-on that I use for Blender is, I think, the landscaping add-on. It's something that comes in with the software, so you don't have to download anything extra. There is a few tutorials on it online, if you're curious about that particular part. And now I'm adding in a camera to figure out the view that I want to place my characters at. I'm finding a rock here to kind of give the illusion of a shadow in that place, because in the thumbnail, I'm trying to create kind of like a cave-like environment. So we got this rock, we're messing with it, scaling it down, and really just adjusting it. And eventually, later on in the video, I will end up moving the rock around some more to get a better angle there. Now I'm opening up the.3D, and we're just gonna pose the character according to what the thumbnails were, but the difference is we're gonna do a bit more dramatic of an angle, because in my mind I imagine the angle to be a bit more dramatic. And I find that this workflow is so helpful, because sometimes you're not going to find the specific reference that you had imagined. You're just not. So I think that understanding 3D, these different softwares, it's really helpful for your process of illustrating. And now I'm just placing the figure in Blender. Finally, we're going to be moving him around into that spot that I placed the camera. And you see here on screen, I open up a different tab. And with this tab, I can keep the angle that I want to use as reference. And then in the other one, I can still move around objects as needed without moving around that original angle that I want. Now I'm adding in the lizard creature. And just still adjusting angles, moving it around, trying to see what fits the vision. So now it matches what I want, and I compare it to the thumbnails I have there, and I end up going with that final reference image. And so now I have the perfect reference for my illustration. There's no, like, of course, I still have to look for different references to go by, but I have the general idea there, and it makes things a lot easier. It can be a little time consuming sometimes, but once you get used to it, it's not so bad. I find that it's really useful. And if you haven't ever tried out 3D workflows while you're while you're illustrating, I definitely recommend it. But now I'm just drawing the character here. I know that some people who do 3D workflows, they'll trace the figure and the environment. I don't like tracing the actual figure, the person, because I feel that it looks stiff. So I just use it as reference, that way I can have my own, curvature, dramatization to it. But if you have watched this far into the video, I want to say, firstly, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I hoped that watching my workflow has taught you something a little new. I learned about using 3D as references with artwork about 2 years ago when I was reading the manga Gantz. The creator created some of his environments and use them as reference for its manga. And I love the art style of Gantz so much. But make sure to leave a comment. Leave your thoughts below. Let me know what you think of this video. And if you want to have any tutorial from me about like basic navigation for Blender or Dash 3D, I'm not that advanced at it. I know a little bit to get me by, to get me to the result that I want in the end. I find that another helpful tip would be to draw the clothing for the character in a different layer, just in case you don't like the outfit. You still have your base body there. Thanks again for watching this video, and that's pretty much it. In the next one, we'll go more into rendering, flat colors. I said that backwards, but you get my point. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.